What I'd like you to do is reach into your pocket and pull out your tracking device. Most of you have one. This is in fact a tracking device. That is its primary function. It is not, it makes phone calls. It happens to make phone calls, but that's not the main reason that we have this device. Not anymore, right? The main reason that we have this device is for texting, right? Yeah? No. You text on it, you can make phone calls on it, but it is not, in fact, at this point in time, globally being used for that purpose for you. It's not really for you, it's to track you. This device right here, I have one, because we kind of feel like we can't live without it, This device that we are carrying around with us all the time is tracking your every move. Inside this device, it has a global positioning system unit, GPS unit. That's really convenient when you're doing maps and you're like driving your car somewhere, right? But that convenience has come with a cost, and that cost has been made invisible to you. And what is that cost? Right? That cost is the fact that this device, this convenience, has cost your freedom, your liberty. We're not talking about something that's trivial either. Okay? Corporations around the world have been co-opted, legally co-opted, by state actors. And when I say a state actor, I'm talking about government surveillance. And when I say government surveillance, we need to be a little more specific, because government surveillance isn't just some big nebulous government thing. This all started in the United States decades ago. We had a big boost in government surveillance, well, let's say the rights of certain organizations in the government. I'm talking about the National Security Agency. I'm talking about FBI. I'm talking about CIA. Okay? I'm talking about GHCQ if you're in Britain. I'm talking about other spy agencies or so-called intelligence services throughout the globe. Okay? And what is it that they have done? Well, what they have done is they have taken the data that you pay to have access to with your little personal computer through your telecommunications provider, right? And they're using that data now to surveil you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm not talking about just metadata. There was news a couple, maybe months ago. Gosh, amnesia now. I don't remember because I'm an American. And we don't remember what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. This device is constantly emitting data that's tracking you. Are you comfortable with this now that you know that? Did you know that coming in? Most people I talk to don't. And when they do, they say, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm going to ignore it. How many people feel that way right now? It's okay, you can confess. That's not okay. It's not okay that you feel like you can do nothing about it. It's not okay that this device is tracking your every move by virtue of the fact that the telecommunications infrastructure that has grown up around the world to support such a device has been co-opted by state actors so that they can surveil every citizen in every country. The apparatus in the United States was built by the NSA and the CIA, not by the FBI. Okay? And that apparatus was outward facing, it was looking abroad. But that changed in 9/11. September 11th, 2001 changed the world because the Bush administration, the Cheney administration, and subsequently the Obama administration have very happily continued to endorse a new stance in legal justification, allowing that apparatus to be turned inward. on the American population. This has never happened before in our history. We are not a people who are accustomed to the idea of being surveilled. But gosh, there's nothing you can do, right? Not true. There is something you can do. You can vote. And you can speak your mind to your politicians because this is legal apparatus that needs to be changed. The technology that's been co-opted and will continue to be co-opted is only co-opted because they've made some kind of legal argument that permits them to do this. The them being state actors, right? Because I don't think it's okay for the National Security Agency to turn that apparatus that was outward facing onto me, onto you, as law-abiding citizens. And the reason I don't think that's okay is because, well, when you're under surveillance, what happens? Yeah, what happens? You start to conform a lot more. See, surveillance isn't about being somebody who's always doing the right thing, or it's not about being a lawbreaker. It's not the case. You will see people like Eric Schmidt from Google lie to you, right? And the lie that they say is, well, I don't have anything to hide. I'm totally fine with surveillance. It doesn't bother me. Why is that a lie? That's a lie because, here, come here, Sins. If I'm the surveillance state and I'm surveilling Sins 24 hours a day, all the time, are you feeling comfortable?
No.
Are you changing your behavior because you now know that I am watching you?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Well, how could that possibly be a problem? Folks, your freedom, your liberty is at risk right now. And you need to stand up and fight for it. Because if you fail to fight for it, that camera right there will always be hovering around you. What time do we have? Check. 12:21. Okay, so one of the more interesting legal circumstances that the National Security Agency has been able to get through the State Department is something called a national security letter. Just so you know, the way this works is, and how do I know? I know because of whistleblowers, a long list of whistleblowers, not just Edward Snowden or Tom Drake or William Binney, okay? A long list of whistleblowers, some who worked within the system and were denied, some who worked without the system and were in other ways successful. And they have communicated the existence of such an item, okay? Let's say you're running a corporation and you have data that I'm interested in. I can send you a letter called a national security letter. And in that letter is a gag order. You cannot tell anyone that I gave you that letter acting as the NSA. NSL, right? You can't tell anyone that it even exists. If you do, you will be tried for treason and sent to jail for the rest of your life. If you're a large multinational corporation and this is the circumstance that you're facing, are you going to do what that letter asks you to do, which is hand over all the data that you collect on all of your users? Oh gosh, what services do we use that collect data? How many people in this room use Facebook? Yeah, put them up, that's okay. How many people in this room use Twitter? How many people in this room use Google anything? If you have an Android device, folks, you're using a Google anything. How many people in this room use Apple anything? How many people in this room use a Microsoft anything? Do you know that Microsoft, for example, is trying to fight in their own small way Not that they're a model citizen, but they're finally coming clean about a feature that has been resident in their operating systems. How many people drive Windows on their main computer, right? Yeah. That has been resident for years. They have had the ability to remotely connect into your computer and pull data off your hard drive. Finally, Microsoft has said in Windows 10, free upgrade everybody, don't do it. It says, hey, we have the right, we reserve the right to log into your computer remotely without your knowledge and to extract any and all data that's on your computer without your knowledge. By clicking OK, I agree, you're granting Microsoft that right. It's in the EULA. You know that thing that you're supposed to read that you never read? That is an abridgment of your rights. There are ways to work around problems like this, right? Encryption is one of those ways. Well, who knows what encryption is? Seriously? Like 3 people, right? You know? You use it every day, and it's one way that you can address this problem of bulk surveillance. But there's another thing, right? You have a choice in the software that you use. And you should choose software that is going to preserve your freedoms, your liberties, not take them away like Microsoft is saying is happening with Windows 10 or all the previous versions. Right? Or that Apple is doing. Or, you see this happen. You have an application like Skype and all the features start to go away, right? Those are examples of how someone is taking away rights from you. So in the surveillance state, they're interested. The they is state actors, corporations. Each has their own interest, right? But the surveillance state has collected the data, aggregated the data from all the corporations into a single, giant, searchable repository. And it's not so much that they're building a dossier on each of you, it's really that they're building the ability to search everything you've ever done. When they make a case against you, and believe me, if you fall on the wrong side of that line, they'll make a case against you. Welcome to the surveillance state.